right, anything from the state before we bring the jury in?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, let's bring the jury in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope everyone had good lunch. We're ready to resume the trial of the case. Make sure you have your own notepads and no one else's notepads. Ms. Walker, you can continue with the direct examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Were you asked to examine the defendant's phone for other evidence that she sent proof of the affair with Christopher Dontell to anyone?
I was.
Your Honor, I'm approaching with State's Exhibit 135. Lieutenant Wells, do you recognize that exhibit?
I do.
Is that an extract or an excerpt of the extraction report from the defendant's phone?
It is.
And, Your Honor, I would ask that Exhibit 135 be admitted.
Remove judge.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, State's Exhibit 135 and then everyone else is out of judge.
And, Your Honor, may we publish it?
Yes.
Thank you. shown, but can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what this extract and support, from the report shows?
This shows an account that was accessed, a Google account that's hgabe2210, and it's under the passwords where it is kept in a keychain where it doesn't necessarily show the passwords. It shows the encrypted version of a key. But this was created on 9/27/2020 at, September 27th, 2020 at 6:56:47 p.m.
Okay, and so is this showing the creation of the account or the password?
This is just showing that it was accessed, the account was accessed on this device. It doesn't show the creation time of the actual account.
Okay, and you're saying, did you say that the password is stored in a keychain?
Yes, keychains, not necessarily the actual legible key password, but it's in the keychain P list.
Is that like now it saves the password so that you don't have to fill it in every time, or what's a password keychain?
That's Apple's secure place to store passwords, and if you own an Apple device, you'll see that you get the option to store things to your keychain, but the keychain P list still logs those entries.
So when was that account accessed with this word password?
September 27th, 2020 at 6:56:47.
Okay, and then while you're looking at that, I'm just going to show you admitted 95 to remember the extraction. You remember approaching with admitted exhibit 95. That would be previously identified that as the extraction from Erica Dontell stone.
Normally, the difficulty here is just seeing what's in the attachments.
If we're going to get that, that's 99.8. I can't blow that up at all.
Okay. If I can't identify what it is, I can't agree to it.
That's already in it.
No, 95 is that I showed them. That's the extraction. These are just excerpts from the extraction.
Okay. So how does that identify?
This is 99. All of the exhibits that Lieutenant Wells is testifying to are portions of the extractions that were turned over to the defense 3 or 4 years ago.
And so you say that's part of
99 comes from 95. 95
is already in it.
Yes, 95 is the extraction from Erica Dontell stone.
I don't have 95 in there. 95 is not in it.
I have that it was entered through Sergeant Marcus.
You're right.
Okay.
All right.
So 99 is simply a portion of 95.
Well, State's Exhibit 99 of the defendant's objection.
Okay. Your Honor.
Yes.
And so then, Your Honor, may we also publish it?
Yes.
Do you recognize Exhibit 99?
I do.
Is that, as we have been saying, a portion of the extraction from Erica Dontell stone?
It is.
Okay, so can you tell me what we're seeing here?
What we're looking at here is an email. The subject is Chris Dontell affair. And in the body of the email, it is proof that Chris Dontell is having an affair with Megan Jackson. Megan is pregnant. Attached is text and pictures the two have shared. And then under the attachments, there are 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 images.
Okay, and then what is the date and time timestamp on that email?
October 1st, 2020 at 7:30.
Can you tell who the email was sent to?
There's a glare on the screen, sorry.
Can you read it from the exhibit?
It's Erica D'Angelo at gmail.com, Miss Dontell at gmail.com, Miss Dontell at gmail.com, Colton's mom at gmail.com, D'Angelo2 at Colton's mommy coupon, and Aaron
And you said that that email contains a number of attachments.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you then go through and create or print out each of those photo attachments?
Yes, ma'am.
Did I ask you what email account sent that message?
No, ma'am. But it came from
What email sent that message?
a
Is that the one that the defendant's computer showed had been accessed with the password from the keychain?
the mobile phone, yes.
Something please recognize.
Yes, these are the larger images of the images that are in the email, contain the attachments.
Sorry. Did you, as you accessed those photos, did you then look to see if you could find those same photos on the defendant's phone?
I did.
Did you find them on the defendant's phone?
I did.
Did you create exhibits that are portions of the extraction report from the defendant's phone showing where they are located?
I did.
Yeah, that's fine, no problem. I'm sorry, I'm adding to my order.
Your Honor, I'm approaching the witness with 99A2 through 99J2. Do you recognize those as the excerpts of the extraction report from the defendant's phone that you printed out?
I do.
Your Honor, at this time I would ask that 99A2 through 99J2 be admitted in public.
Any objection?
No, sir, Your Honor. No, sir, Your Honor.
State exhibits 99A2 through 99J2 admitted into evidence.
Okay, Lieutenant Wells, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time, so I'll talk about 99A and then 99A2, so we're on the same image. Does that make sense? So can you start with 99A, once it's up on the screen? Is that the first attachment from the HDA 2210 email?
It is.
And then going to 99A2. Okay. Does this page show where you were able to find that photo on the defendant's phone?
It does.
And does it show what date and time that image was created?
Yes, October 1st, 2020 at 7:26:51 p.m.
Going to, sorry. B2. Okay. Is that the second image? This is 99H. Oh, B.
That's big.
That says it should slide. Okay, I'm sorry. 99B. Is that the second attachment from the email?
It is.
And going to 99B2. Does that say what date and time it was created on the defendant's phone?
Yes, it was created on October 1st, 2020 at 7:27:11.
Is that before or after the HDA email was sent?
This is right before. Yes, sir.
You still have Exhibit 99 in front of you, right?
No, I don't have 99. That's a.
You should still have it.
Let me get it back to 99A2.
There it is on the screen.
Yes, it was before the timestamp for the email being sent was 7:30.
Same
24.
date, but-
Same date, October 1st.
Okay, we see C, 99C.
It is.
And C2? At what date and time was that image created on the defendant's phone?
Again, it was created on October 1st, 2020, 7/27,
Still before the email was sent?
roughly 3 minutes before the email was sent.
D? Is that an attachment from the HDA email?
It is.
And D2? When was that photo created on the defendant's phone?
October 1st, 2020 at 7:27:42 p.m.
99E? Is that another attachment from the email?
It is.
E2? What date and time was that image created on the defendant's phone?
October 1st, 2020 at 7:28:06.
F? 99F? Is that an attachment from the phone that you printed out?
It is.
Excuse me, from the email. And then F2? What date and time was that image created on the defendant's phone?
October 1st, 2020 at 7:28.
Again, still before the email was sent.
Yes, ma'am. 2 minutes before the email.
99E. Is that an attachment from the HK email?
It is.
G2? What date and time was that image created on the defendant's phone?
That would have been created on October 1st, 2020 at 7:28:53.
You may have to start speaking up a little bit because I think the skies have opened up outside.
Uh,
99H. Is that an attachment from that email?
It is.
H2? When was that image created on the defendant's phone?
That would be October 1st, 2020 at 7:29.
99I? Is that another attachment from the email?
It is.
99I2? image created on the defendant's phone?
This would have been on October 1st, 2020 at 7:01.
7:01?
Yes, sir.
99 there. This is the last one. Missing that. Is that the last attachment from that HK 2210 email?
It is.
Page 2. When was that image created on the defendant's phone?
It was created on October 1st, 2020 at 7:29:47.
So essentially all those attachments from the HK 2210 email, did you find having been created on the defendant's phone prior to the date and time that the email was sent?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take this back. That's all right, I'll put it in order. And there's the 99 I was looking for. Did you also examine the defendant's phone for relevant text conversations between the defendant and Christopher Dontell?
I did.
So the jury heard testimony about a package that Dontell intercepted and gave to the defendant. Did you find any text messages that seemed relevant to that?
I did.
I'm approaching with State's Exhibit 155, and if you can look at that and tell me if it is an excerpt of the extraction report from the defendant's phone relating to the package.
It is.
Your Honor, this time I would ask that Exhibit 155 be admitted and published.
Any objection?
No, sir, Your Honor.
It states exhibit 155, and there is evidence.
It's not. Can you read those texts, please? The text is a little small. And if you can say who the speaker is.
Okay. From the owner of the device, which is listed in the contacts as HMMMMMM. Go home, watch your mail, meaning your mailbox. I remember this one time he was, beg the Colson Dodges, do you want me to?
There's a curse. That's what he's just.
You're asking the question.
You can read it. I mean, you're not cursing at the court. You're reading the text.
I remember this one time he was fucking with his ex-wife. He wouldn't hesitate to put something in your mailbox.
What's the next text?
From the same. Plus, he texted me, which means he's off work. He should have had enough time to get to your house. I would watch it for the next couple of days.
And then who is the response? Is there a response to that?
There's a response from the contact 333-81 or 1844, which is Chris Dontell, it says okay.
What does the next bubble say?
Also, I'd be careful with you not being home. He might stop by if he sees just her and knows for sure I'm out with you. If it is him, chances are he'll have the balls to confront her if he's that pissed off.
Okay, and what is the date and time range of that text conversation?
This was on 9/28 or September 28th, 2020, from 3:53 p.m. to 3:58.
After seeing that text message about the package, did you find any relevant location data on the defendant's phone?
I did.
I'm approaching with State's Exhibit 101. Is that a portion of the extraction from the defendant's phone with relevant location data?
It is.
Your Honor, at this time I would ask that Exhibit 101 be admitted and published.
You need to,
Yes, sir.
so exhibit 101 is admitted into evidence. Okay.
And then just scroll down so you can see. Yeah, like that. So, can you tell me what lines 1 and 2 show?
This shows a location from her device in the native locations. It's in the SQLite database right ahead log, and it has GPS coordinates of where the device was, and it was where the device was, and it was visited, and it gives a time it was there until.
Sorry, I'm just going to start over here. So, that's indicating that it was visited,
Correct.
and then is this the time range, so September 30th from 1:34 to September 30th of 2:09? That's what?
Correct.
In the position column, what does that indicate?
That is the latitude and longitude of where the device is.
You can now scroll down to the next page. What does this line 3 show?
This is a location data that comes from a search in Google Docs, or I'm sorry, Google Maps, that searched the name FedEx Office Print and Ship Center, and it returned back the GPS coordinates.
What is in the last column, and then I'll have Riley scroll back up so we can see what the heading is.
That is whether it has been deleted or not.
So does the yes indicate that it was or was not deleted?
It indicates that that record was deleted.
Did you then run those GPS coordinates just through Google to try and find what was there?
I did.
I'm approaching with 101A and 101B. Did you create printouts from the internet of what's at that location, those locations?
I did.
Are those copies of what you found on web?
They are.
Your Honor, this time I would ask that exhibits 101A and B be admitted and published.
Any objection?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
I accept exhibits 101A and 101B are admitted into evidence.
Alright, so what does 101A show?
101A shows the GPS, the latitude and longitude, and a pin of where that, when searched, that latitude and longitude came up.
What was at that location?
This one is a FedEx office over off Seaboard Street.
Courts and motions for a minute. Perfect. Can we go to the second page of that exhibit? Just scroll. Is that also just from the Google Street View?
It is.
Okay. We can go to 101. So is this from the second set of coordinates?
It is.
What's at that location?
The UPS store package ship.
Okay. Did you examine the defendant's phone for any text conversations where she might have suggested that Greg Price revealed the affair?
I did.
I should say, did you find anything that seemed to suggest that Greg revealed the affair?
I did.
Did you create an excerpt of the report showing what you found?
I did.
Thank you.
I'm approaching State's Exhibit 153. Is that the excerpt that you prepared?
It is.
Your Honor, at this time I would ask that State's Exhibit 153 be admitted as published.
Yes, sir, just under the rule of completeness, Your Honor, we're getting excerpts here, and that's okay to some extent, but if we're we'd like to have the complete conversation from these dates included for the jury's consideration.
On cross-examination, you can put in the entire conversation.
Thank you.
All right, State's Exhibit 153 admitted in evidence over defendant's objection.
And can be published, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you read this text conversation, please, including who it's to and from?
This is from the same HMMM, the owner of the device. Just talked to Greg, you busy? Then next, he goes, okay, well, she goes, okay, well, Greg does know I'm knocked up, and he said he would tell Erica to her face and would have a long time ago if he got the chance, but he had said he hasn't yet. He also said it's not him texting, and then just tried to make a cover for himself when he talked to Savannah. From the 1844 number, which is listed as Chris Dontell, double homicide, call you in a couple minutes. And then back the response from the owner, it's been more than a couple minutes, men, and I'm panicking. You're not going to be able to lie. He doesn't care, and he has enough proof.
And what is the date and time on that text conversation?
It would be September 28th, 2020, from 8:52:06 p.m. to 9:27:19 p.m. on the same date.
Did you also search the defendant's phone for text messages that indicated a potential plan to harm Greg?
I did.
Did you create an excerpt of the report of the relevant evidence that you found?
I created an excerpt, yes.
One thing. I'm approaching Your Honor, State's Exhibit. Don't think about it. State's Exhibit 151.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the
This is.
excerpt that you created? Your Honor, this time I would ask that Exhibit 151 be admitted and published.
I'm sorry, did you respond to this excerpt?
Keep your voice down.
Any objection?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. This is impermissible character evidence, subjection under Rule 404.
Can you hand it up to the judge? Just show me the process.
Exhibit 151 is admitted into evidence for the defendant's report.
And may it be published, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
This is a text excerpt from, including conversation from the owner of the device, and the number listed is Chris Dontell. From the owner, it goes, "The want and the doing is two different things. Hopefully it's slow for you again. Why don't you text me later when you want to eat? Greg Pub not getting kids today. He pissed at me." And this was sent on 9/28/2020 at 9:13 a.m. Still, but he being polite, "I'm all for popping a tire on the highway or cutting a brake line on him." From Chris Dontell, his reply was, "Unfortunately, I am too now."
Thank you. We heard what's the motion for a moment? There had been some testimony about a text from the victim to the defendant about a storm coming. Did you search for that conversation?
I did.
Were you able to find a relevant text conversation?
I did.
Did you create an excerpt of the extraction from the defendant's phone showing that conversation?
I did.
Time, is this not being admitted at this time? Is that right? Or are you trying to admit it now?
I am going to try and admit it through Lieutenant Wells.
They're just gonna, this is, at this point, it's identification, you're not submitting it in this amendment.
I'm showing it to you in this moment so that you
Yeah.
can see it.
I'm
and
going to
then
have
I'm
some
going to-
objections, is all I'm saying. I'm gonna have some objections to this document going into evidence under the same rule we just discussed. It's gonna be under 404, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'll show you State's Exhibit 157. Again, this is an excerpt of the report that they have had for years. Exhibit 157. Is that the excerpt from the data extraction from the defendant's phone showing a text conversation that includes a reference to like a storm is coming?
Trying to find what page it's on.
I think it's the last page.
Okay, yes.
Is that an excerpt that you created?
It is, yes.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm double checking to make sure. But I would ask at this time that Exhibit 157 be admitted.
United States Exhibit 157 is admitted into evidence over the defendant's objection subject to the redactions that we discussed. Okay.
And Your Honor, just to be efficient, I can have him start reading this, but I want to just. Anywhere there's that, we're redacting. Anywhere there's a screenshot because you can't see it.
Okay.
And who is this text conversation between?
From 1-843-650-150, which is G, and
G,
the owner,
letter G?
and the owner of the device,
Okay.
which is the XS Max.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up.
All right.
There you go. Can you start at the top of the conversation while we're waiting to complete the redactions and just say who is
All right.
sending the message and who is responding?
From G, is it okay to come and get the kids? Reply, they are not home from school yet. G, okay, then I'll go home, take a shower. Thanks, just text me when they're ready, please. Hope your day is going well. The owner, kids home, just text when leaving.
Okay, and just for clarification purposes, the owner of the phone is Megan
Megan
Jackson.
Jackson, yes. Actually, to G. Actually, they can stay today and tomorrow since no school tomorrow. From Greg. Well, I haven't made it home yet, so I can just head that way. It'll be about a half an hour when I would arrive. She replied, okay, that's fine. Stay or wait till tomorrow. Either way is fine. Greg, I have no problem with them spending the night tonight and tomorrow if that's okay. Reply, that is fine. When can you, Greg, when can I pick up the kids? I hope your day is going well. She replied, I'm on my way back. I left this morning for a call in Aner and haven't been home yet. They've been giving Savannah a hard time and trashing things. As soon as I go home and make them clean up their mess, they can go. Greg replied, he just texted me, hey, just text me, please. She replied back, okay. You do have a better or more cooperative dick when you're high. From Greg, WTF. From Ms. Jackson to Greg, that was not supposed to go to you, nor was it supposed to come out like that, so I'm glad you got it. It was supposed to say more of a dick and not a cooperative. From Ms. Jackson, if you can pick up kids by 5, I have a body in NC waiting for me to pick up. I need to leave by 6. Hello? Is that okay for that time? Again, I have to let Chuck know.
Those were all independent?
They were. The replies were, sure, I'll be there at 5, so no one even had lunch. Ms. Jackson replied back, no, they refused to do anything today, and I don't really care. Had you not got them today, they would have had dinner and straight to bed. Dakota took part 2. She pissed in cups and had the dogs drink it. He replied, well, where else is she supposed to piss when Savannah doesn't let her out? And it's quite apparent that you don't care. From Ms. Jackson again, excuse you. As soon as I walked in at 4:47 p.m., she asked, and I said, you're leaving in 10 minutes. Wait till you leave. This was when Savannah had her out with the other 2 cleaning the upstairs, so she wasn't even in her fucking room. She made her go back in the room after she went into Savannah's room and took her shit and messed stuff up. So go ahead and run your fucking mouth again. Greg replied back, okay. She also said, she texted back, also, Blake was told not to let Rocco out while you were here, and he could give 2 fucks less and let him out anyway. Greg replied, okay. From Ms. Jackson, you know it doesn't matter how many fucking days I take off and spend the day with them. The second that I actually have to work, they turn into little assholes. I don't know if that's because I let them go back and forth between my house and your house and things aren't the same, or if they are all just need to go to fucking boot camp. Just got to this again. This is Miss Jackson. Just got to reception. Just got to reception again. Me and Savannah broke down in Asheville. Chuck's sending us another driver. Van won't be fixed until tomorrow. From Miss Jackson, you can call Chuck if you need to, but we won't make it back till tomorrow and going to miss our flight today. So trying to figure out how I'm going to make it to court Friday. Greg replied, funny because the kids said you were leaving this morning once again. I don't heed people's warnings that warn me you were going to F me over again and do this asterisk. But I love my kids so much, I want to be with them all the time. From me, Miss Jackson, we were supposed to leave this morning. It was 12:50 we leave and wouldn't get there till 5:29. I just lost $2,000 in plane tickets. Thanks for being an ass about it. From Greg, okay. Oh, but I'm going to lose my F asterisk job because I have nobody to watch my kids. So no thank you. Miss Jackson replied back, call Chuck. It was not planned. I'm losing $2K like I said, and I still have to get to Ohio. From Greg, why would I call Chuck? Is he going to watch the kids for me? I'm right down there. It would have been a nice to get a call last night or whenever instead of night, or right before I walk out the F asterisk door to take the kids to your house. How convenient. She replied, thought I would make it back, didn't know. I has to wait for van. Then fell asleep, about to lose reception. From Greg, when are you getting back? Weird, Chuck's not answering his phone either. Miss Jackson, that's because we had an autopsy this AM. So did I. He should answer when he's done. I'm not sure I still have a figure out Ohio. From Greg, when are you going to be home today? ETA. I need you to take the kids soon as you get home because I've got to look for a new job. Hello? I have bad service here. This is from Miss Jackson. I don't know. I have to make it to Ohio before Friday somehow. I'll also have to wait for van to be fixed. Chuck's driver coming to get Bodie. Your body. Sorry. From Greg, well, I hope you're home by today. Otherwise. According to Chuck, not till tomorrow now. I open cans of worms because I have nothing to lose now. Sorry, but I guess I'm just not cooperating. I should be happy I lost my job. From Miss Jackson, I told you first text car being fixed tomorrow and I still have to get to Ohio. I told you first text again. I told you first text car being fixed tomorrow and I still have to get to Ohio. From Greg, what court date do you have tomorrow? Meeting at, Ms. Jackson replied back, meeting a judge, no hearing set yet. October 5th is court, why? Greg asked, trying to figure out what is going on. I don't see any court dates from the last time you said you were there. Sorry, I don't trust a word you say. Everything is always riddled with half-truths and half-lies. So I'm going to start letting people know the truth. From Ms. Jackson, first of all, it's under a trust we meet a lawyer, which mine quit. Papers are at home, asshole. I can show you when I get back. So fuck off. It won't come up by searching my name. From Greg, well, the scheduled court for October does, but not just talking about court. Supposed to meet her tomorrow. From Greg, sorry, wrong person. From Ms. Jackson, I'm not, and I didn't make it to Ohio. We are coming back, but won't be back till later. From Greg, Kay, be safe. Are you going to be home tonight so I can drop them off in the morning? From Ms. Jackson, I am taking my time coming back home. Won't be back till tomorrow evening. Stopping by a FH and sitting in Charlotte tonight. Awesome, you really did cost me my job, thanks. You told me you'd be home later, so I told my boss I'd work tomorrow. Thank you, trying to salvage my F** life unreal. All I can say is wait for the storm. From Miss Jackson, I never said when, I said later. From Greg, God be with you in your travels. Enjoy yourself. From Ms. Jackson, actually, I specifically said I am not coming back today, but we didn't make it to Ohio. If you read the first text I sent. From Greg, tell it to God. Huh?
Get some more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the gold? And what is the date? Thank you. What is the date of that text conversation?
Scroll down a little bit. Beginning on 9/22/2020. Until 9/25/2020 at 6:43 p.m.
Okay, and now if we can go to admitted exhibit 98. I'm not gonna make you read that much.
Hope so.
On line 6, that entry that has some flight information. Can you read it? What date is the flight out of Myrtle Beach?
September 24th, 7:01 a.m.
So during the time period of the conversation you just read?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I have no further questions. If you just answer Mr. Burton's questions.
All right. Cross-examination.
Mr. Your Honor, did I have a couple minutes based on
All right.
the information that's just been provided to me?
For the record, this was provided 3 or 4 years ago.
All right.
Your Honor, could we let our potential witnesses go further today?
Yeah.
So were you asked to look at Chris Dontell's phone?
I was asked to look at several devices, but I can't remember if I did. I don't believe I did Mr. Dontell's phone.
So as we sit here today, there's information that you should or could not cross-validate related to where Megan Jackson was, location data-wise, and Chris Dontell. You don't have that information.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Well,
hear that question.
Well, here's what I'm asking, sir. When, on 9/30, on September, on 9/30, when Megan Jackson goes to UPS and FedEx, Chris Dontell is with her. Are you aware of that?
I testified of the data on the device. That's what the device is analyzed.
Okay. So you're not aware that the two of them were going there to try to put a stop to anything coming from that?
I'm the digital I do digital evidence, sir. I'm not the investigator in the case, so.
On those dates you were showing us and times you were showing us, everything I got from y'all had two different kind of time periods. Sometimes it would be accurate, sometimes it would say UTC. On the ones that were shown here today, were those the time shown on the document, or were those not yet converted from UTC?
Which ones, what did
Y'all
you,
said-
show me which ones were
Yeah,
UTC?
I'll give you an example. Find one.
What exhibit are you showing?
I'm gonna show them 153 and 157. It says UTC then?
Where?
On that.
Right here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's UTC -5, New York. That's local time zone.
Okay, it's -5. So on some of mine, it said -5. I had to do the math myself, and on some, it was already done for me. So
Which ones did you have to do it for? Did you have to do the math on them all?
We're talking about
Let
thousands.
him ask the question,
Yeah.
okay?
We're talking about thousands and thousands of documents. I guess what I'm asking you is there any way for us to know, see here, 155. Time zone settings, UTC. Let's see how it says that.
That's just the, yes, sir, that's just the summary. That's the name of the time zone at UTC that shows the setting right here again is UTC -5, New York, sir.
Okay, so does that mean that the it has
It means-
been subtracted from it, or you have to do the subtraction from it?
No, it's in the local time.
If that's converted time, we're saying. One of the things I couldn't get a grasp on, isn't the time flow this way? Erica Dontell gets a message on the morning of 9/27. That's the first time she receives information about the affair between Chris Dontell and Megan Jackson. Is that your understanding?
I mean, I don't know what the first time, what she knew. I know what the data that was on the device that I testified to, because I don't know what she would know.
The time of it's important is that morning, wasn't it? Sir?
Checking what morning?
I would have to see.
On the morning of September 27th. The morning of September 27th, Erica Dontell received the first indication that there was an affair going on between Megan Jackson and Chris Dontell.
Is this the email you're talking about, or are you talking?
Yes, sir.
I don't know, sir.
You on that? All right. Because right after that, what's sent to Megan Jackson is a message from Chris Dontell.
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel's testifying.
All right.
It's not testifying.
Okay, well, Your Honor, I'm having to explain to him the fact that he can, I'm asking the fact that he can deny it or he can respond to it because he likes. I don't think it's an improper question. I didn't get the question now.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
as we sit here today, do you have an understanding of the sequence of events in terms of the information Erica Dontell received related to the affair between Megan Jackson and Chris Dontell?
I have a basic understanding of the sequence of events, yes.
Okay. All right. You would agree with me, wouldn't you, that the first information Erica Dontell received about the affair was on the morning of 9/27?
I cannot testify to what was the first information that she received, sir. I mean, I do digital forensics. I can testify to data that is on the device. I mean, I don't know what she knows or what she was sent, or I don't know any of that. I'm not the investigator on the case.
You are the Cellbrite. You've been put forward as the second digital forensic expert and Cellbrite analyst. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And I just watched you testify, and every time I heard you testify, there were dates and times given in your testimony. What was there?
That is correct.
Okay. And so I'm trying to go back and rehash some of those dates and times with you, and I just want to see if you understand them. So
Okay.
as we sit here today, can you clarify for us what time Erica Dontell received her message on 9/27?
On 9/27, when she did,
Yes, sir.
without the exhibit in front of me, we've
Okay.
been through so many.
Okay. And then, as we sit here, do you have information about what Chris Dontell did with that information?
I wouldn't, that's beyond my scope,
Okay. But you were looking at Megan Jackson's phone.
because it was provided, yes.
Okay, so you would then know that Chris Dontell sent her that information that Erica had received.
That Chris Dontell sent.
Chris Dontell sent that information to Megan Jackson and said, "Look what's been exposed."
If you could please show me, counsel.
You looked at Megan Jackson's phone, right, as part of your extraction.
I did.
At 9/27, on 9/27, September 27, at 10:30 p.m., Chris Dontell sent Megan Jackson a couple of lengthy messages, which included the information related to Erica Dontell.
Objection, counsel is testifying.
Roll, go ahead.
Without the report, without an excerpt showing me exactly what you're talking about, that one phone extraction is so large, it's impossible for me to know all the data, the dates, times. I mean, with all due respect, I mean, that's a lot of information for me to recall off my head. So if you would please show me a portion of my report.
Remarks for identification, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may we approach?
approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm going to hand you what has been marked. This is exhibit for identification only. Could you look at that and identify in the green bubbles if there appears to be information being sent to Megan Jackson?
I mean, this is a visual representation of what it would look like at from the date in the device.
And it's a timestamp, like a little time signature on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You share that time with us?
Which one, sir? All three?
Yeah, just the
No,
first.
he can't.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
evidence if he's going to testify prompt.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
can give it to him.
It's just
to
refresh
his
it.
memory.
Just-
He
Let me see
can't
it again.
Okay.
what's on.
Yeah, yeah. Take a chance to look through it.
Okay.
Does that refresh your memory as to what information or that information in large fashion was sent to Megan Jackson from Chris Dontell on the evening hours of 9/27?
It does not.
Okay. Thank you. In reviewing Megan Jackson's phone, you would have seen other messages. Because I've seen, you just testified to a number of messages. Isn't that right, sir?
That is correct.
And part of that was to try to help you get the context, is my understanding. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so it would have been important to you, I imagine, that on 9/27, that Megan Jackson reached out to Chris Dontell to let him know she would try to help him figure out.
Objection, Your Honor.
Still testifying. Ask your question.
Are you aware that Megan Jackson contacted an IT professional to try to help her figure out, try to help Chris Dontell figure out?
I'm going to allow that. Go ahead.
Contacted an IT professional to try to help Chris Dontell and Erica Dontell figure out where the 927 message had come from.
I'm not.
Are you aware that Megan Jackson tried to help Chris Dontell and Erica Dontell figure out what platform had been used to send the message that was sent on 9/27?
Repeat that, please.
Are you aware that Megan Jackson tried to help identify the platform that was utilized to send the anonymous 9/27 message?
No. No, sir.
You read some messages between Megan Jackson and Greg Rice, is that correct?
I did.
Are you aware that Megan Jackson eventually confronted Greg Rice about the 9/27 message that was sent to Erica Dontell?
I don't recall right now.
Okay. All right. Beg the court to indulge us, please. You're aware that on 9/28, Megan Jackson told Chris Dontell that she was not comfortable.
Objection, Your Honor.
It's,
You said you read messages. You read messages between on Megan Jackson's phone. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you recall seeing any messages from Megan Jackson told Chris Dontell she didn't want to do this anymore.
Objection. And move to strike, Your Honor.
Fourth indulgence. Good. Yep. So as we sit here today, just want to make sure it's clear, you agree with me that y'all have, you've been presented with cherry-picked information from the text messages between Megan Jackson and Greg Rice. With that?
When we do reports and we do extractions, the UFED reader report that's for a force multiplier, so everything, as I testified earlier today, that these extractions are extremely large, so the more eyes on it.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Good, right?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, give me a second. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long week. We're going to go ahead and break for the week. We're not going to be able to get this. We're not going to be able to get through with this strong today. We still have a ways to go. We will not have court Monday. I'm going to ask that you please be back Tuesday at 9:15. Leave your notepads in the jury box. Do not discuss the case with anyone. Don't conduct any independent investigations. Don't watch any news reports. I hope you have a good Mother's Day, Father's Day. I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll see you back Tuesday morning at 9:15. Thank you very much. All right, anything from the state before we break to the weekend?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor, and I am going to reprint, I'll figure out which exhibit it was that's with the redactions.
Anything from the defense?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be in recess till 9:15. Well, I'll take a bench at 9:30 Tuesday morning. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.